Hey guys, welcome back to Dueling Destination. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for everyone for watching my past video that I uploaded last week. It's amazing. I've got a lot of feedback on it and I'll be working on it with the new ban list out. This past weekend, I went to locals for the last weekend of the old ban list and I tried to play something a bit different as well. You know, I like to switch it up whenever I can so I can get as much play testing as possible. Again, guys, remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Help me get to that 1,000 subscribers. And thank you for all my 121 subscribers. I do appreciate it a lot. Let's go straight into this video, guys. So this weekend, I decided to play Mekk-Knight. I think Mekk-Knights are going to be one of the best decks in the coming format in Master Rule 5, if you want to call it that way, because it really doesn't depend on much of the synchros and stuff, but you can make it that way. But for now, I just wanted to try something that I'm more comfortable with. I'll be making adjustments as now I know what I need to do. Let's go straight into the profile, guys. So I did Mekk-Knights with a bit of Spellbooks. So I used one of the blue boy here and he was very, very good. I really liked the way he played and a lot of people got confused on what I was playing and just let me resolve this guy. And if you do let me resolve this guy, in most cases, I get a draw 2 cards. It's still not a +2 because you gotta give up like 2 resources, but it thins out the deck enough that makes me get to the resources I need. And by the way, guys, I have a video hopefully coming up that has the opening of the Ash Blossoms. But this is the new playmat from Konami, and it is amazing. I love it. For hand traps, I decided to go, of course, with triple copies of Ash Blossom. Remember, I was playing against the old format, which was still Orcus, Salamine Great, Thunder Dragon, and so on. This card was pretty good. I played against an Orcus player that kind of bricked, so by stopping that one combo piece, I got game in that. So I'm playing triple copies of Ash, and I've been maximizing on my monsters because I've been playing Path of Desires, so I don't want to lose as much cards on miss combo pieces that are very important to me. I'm playing triple copies of this guy here. This guy's pretty amazing. Again, a lot of people didn't know what he did, and when they read it, they're like, that's fine, just draw your one card. And one card's really all I need to go off in combos, and I can break some really good boards with these decks. So letting him resolve was pretty good, and even if they stopped it, I just went to the Almirage with this guy and it worked out. I'm using the Invoke engine because to me it's one of my favorite engines used with Mekk-Knight, and that's the reason I'm using triple copies of Alistair. Alistair is pretty good. Again, a lot of people chose to stop him and it was just bait for me because Spellbook of Knowledge, this is a spellcaster, so I can use it with this guy if I want to draw 2 more cards. Now for the Mekk-Knight engine, it's very small Mekk-Knight engine. I wasn't too sure how I wanted to do it this time, but now I decided to go with only 2 Indigo. Indigo was very important in the combos because a lot of time I can play around my opponent and they don't know what to do or react when it comes down to the trap card. And with Indigo on there, I can just activate an impermanence basically during their turn. And I'm using triple copies of Blue Sky. Blue Sky is still one of my favorite cards. I mean, I know Purple Nightfall is a better monster, but for me I like Blue Sky a lot and he gives me a lot of pluses that when I need them. So this made it really good for me. And by the way, guys, I do have an update coming up. I'm gonna be working on that today. I did get some cards that are gonna help me make this deck better. And finally, for the monster count, I'm using triple copies of Nightfall. Nightfall is the boss monster per se on the main deck, and it helps a lot because this is a quick effect and a lot of people forget that, so I can always play around a lot of cards then that want to target my guy or just try to get rid of him, and I just banish him and I plus from there. Let's go straight into the spells now. For the spells, it was a bit different, I would want to say, because I did play a large amount of spells. I started off with 1 Scapegoat because of course I like playing Scapegoat and one of Joe's favorite card, one of my favorite cards too. So Scapegoat was very good for me because it did give me a bit of defense on there. So that worked out perfectly for me. I'm using double copies of Invocation. I'm thinking that I should bump this guy up to triple copies, but that's fine. I think double copies of invocation should be more than enough, because you can recycle this guy a lot. And if it does get banished off Path of Desires, it's not your main win condition, so it doesn't bother you as much. Using 2 copies of Instant Fusion, because Instant Fusion is really good and it opens zones actually for you to special summon, and it can actually get rid of some problematic monsters, and people forget that. I'm playing 2 copies of Mind Control because I only had 2 copies, and because of the new balance, it's at 2, so that's totally fine with me. For the Spellbook engine, I'm using 1 Secrets and 2 copies of Knowledge. I'm using this because, again, I like thinning out the deck so I can get the cards that I need, but also, a lot of people just get baited out with Secrets because they think I'm playing Spellbooks or something weird like that. I'm not sure what they think. Sometimes a guy was asking me what am I playing, it looks too crazy, but it worked out because Spellbook of Knowledge helps with Alistair. And now for these guys, I'm using 1 Upstart Goblin and 2 Pot of Desires. Pot of Desires was very important for me too, because even though it banished 10 cards from my deck, again it let me get to the resources I needed to just combo off and get rid of some big boards. Upstart Goblin gives me the additional card I need. I believe I'm running 42 cards here. I will be doing some changes, so look out for that video coming up, guys. I'm using triple copies of Magical Meltdown. Meltdown was good, and a lot of people just Meltdown Resolve, not knowing that I'll get the Alistair in hand, but at that point, in most cases, I already have the Invocation in hand. So with Alistair, I just baited out their Ash, and then Invocation just let me just do whatever I needed to do. They couldn't stop me in any way. But also, I'm using triple copies of Call by the Grave because it's a defensive card and an offensive card, and that's the reason I like this card a lot. So Call by the Grave might be seeing a lot more play in this new meta because a lot of hand traps are going to start coming in, like Jordan Lockbird, Ghost Ogre, and DD Crow. DD Crow is going to be a big new contender because of the Spiral deck coming up that can search that card. So Call by the Grave is going to be amazing, guys. For the trap cards, I'm using 2 copy of Infinite Impermanence. Impermanence was always good. I like this card. I already have 2 copies. I pulled them on packs back then, you know, when it came out, and I like it. I'm always going to be using this guy. I'm now for the best trap card in the deck. Secrets. World Legacy Secrets. This guy was amazing. A lot of people thought it was just a Monster Reborn, and when they read the other effect and with Indigo, I just started switching up my columns, and people really didn't know how to play. Sky Strikers got locked down right away because I just put my Mekk-Knight monsters right on the columns where they want to special summon the extra deck monsters, and they really couldn't play around that, guys. So this was amazing. So now let's jump right into the extra deck. The extra deck, I didn't go much into it. I was just using a few monsters. Macabre was one of the main monsters, and the Blackluster Soldier Link monster because I can go into him super easy. But let's just jump straight into this. For my level 1s, I'm using 1 Almirage, 1 Link Karibo, and 1 Link Spider. These guys are great and they open up zones for me. And a lot of people just overlook them as something being that they don't have to worry about. But by having these guys open link zones for me, link zones for me, opening columns for me, I can take on my big guys that I really need. Now I'm using IP and the Mekk-Knight Morningstar. I just got another copy of this guy. I might be bumping him up to 2. His price is going up, so I got a great deal on him. Now I'm using Unicorn for the IP. Of course, you can use that effect. With IP, Blackluster Soldier becomes very strong because at that point I use my Mekk-Knight monsters, and then it gives me the advantage on them because they do not expect to go against this guy being so powerful. Now for my Link 4s, I'm using 1 Boros Dragon, Borolo Dragon, and Mekk-Knight Irvermax. These guys are amazing, but I didn't go into them much. I'm gonna work on a build that lets me go into them even more. And then 1 Appaloosa to round off my Link monsters. Like I said, I didn't have opportunity to go into these guys as much as I wanted to, but we're going to work on that, guys. Remember, look out for the updated video, and tell your friends to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and help me get to that 1,000 subscriber count. My videos are going up. I love it. Thank you guys for all the support. And for the fusion monsters, I'm using 2 Mekk-Knight's for the instant fusion target, restrict, and I'm also siding in Super Poly at the moment, which gives me access to Starving Venom. These guys are really great. I don't regret playing them. I might bump another copy of, not Starving Venom, but the fusion, the Predator Plant monster. That's gonna give me a bit more advantage. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. Now let's go into the side deck. The side deck, it's gonna change definitely. It's a new format, so I have to change it up. Well, first of all, I gotta say, I gotta take my tokens everywhere I go. Love my sheep tokens. Now for the side deck, like I said, we're gonna change it up, but for the most part, it seems very strong for me, and I liked it. I played 2 copies of Nibiru. Nibiru is great against combo decks, and I can get rid of this guy very easily, so I like it. Imagine taking control of Nibiru with restrict. It's amazing, right? So we're playing still Lancias, because of course Orcus is still gonna be a thing, so you gotta be prepared either way. So this guy might be cut down to 2. We're not too sure yet. We'll see how it goes. Orcus again, system downs or any machine type deck. Gotta play system down on there. I decided to play 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More because I still believe this is one of the greatest cards in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. A lot of people don't expect it, and they don't play a lot of back row. So once you activate this and they have only monsters on the field, it's over. Then you just break their board. I decided to use 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, again Orcus, and whatever rogue decks are out there. I needed this guy out there, so it was good. Again, Sky Striker is pretty good too. So 2 copies of Super Poly. Super Poly was amazing. It gave me the advantage I needed to get over some big monsters that my Mekk-Knights couldn't get over. And now I'm using finally 2 copies of Evenly Match. I think Evenly Match is one of the most underrated cards in the past format, but going into this new format, Evenly Match is going to be widely used, so be careful with this guy. This guy clears your board, and it gets just so crazy, you know. This is like full combo with Evenly Match. Well guys, again, thank you for watching my video. Like, share with your friends, help me get to the subscriber count that I like to get to. And look out for the future videos that I'm planning to make. I'm really trying to get my content up and give you guys the best I can. Remember, I do these Yu-Gi-Oh videos because I like them, I love the game. And have a great day guys. See you next time.